It's June, we're pretty much halfway through the year now, and so I thought it would be a good time to do a planner update. I have got a huge stack of planners, journals, notebooks and things that I've been using this year. I will turn the camera around and show you what has been going on. Welcome Kindreds, it's Jessica, and at the start of the year I made a video about the planners that I was intending on using this year, and my stack looked like this. I've got the Country Wisdom and Folklore Diary, I've got the Wee Moon 2023, I've got the Earth Pathways. These are all pre-printed planners. I'm not going to go through all of these now because I did a flip through of all of these things on that video, so I'll just link that video somewhere on the screen or in the description box. So I've got those. I've also got my Honeycomb Planner, which is a completely personalised astrological almanac because I use astrology in my daily life to weave it into what I'm doing and things like that. So this is a must-have for me now. Since I first had it, I'm I couldn't be without this now. It looks really complicated if you're not used to astrology, but if you are an astrologer or if you're learning to be an astrologer, then this is amazing. I made a full video about this as well, so I'll remember to link that as well. Then I had my journal, which was left over from the end of last year. My 2022 with my word of the year was determine, and I was moving into my 2023 movement year. I have been, well, I haven't, I've got an empty page there, but I've mostly completely filled this journal now. It is done. So I've got some lovely pages in here as well. I'm really, there's the start of 2023 and there's quite a lot of stuff in here, and it has become, like I said I was going to be not bullet journaling. I have got a few pages, just literally 2 left at the end, that I wanted to start my new journal. I didn't really have a new month or anything to put in here. I said I was going to stop bullet journaling. I made a whole video about it, and I seem to be edging my way further and further back into bullet journaling. So I have got a new journal that I'm using sort of as a sort of semi bullet journal. It's another one from Notebook Therapy. This one's from Notebook Therapy as well, and this is the Kanoko. I really love their velvet covers in the B5 size, and so I tend to go for these books very often. So this one is kind of only partly used at the moment, and I've got a couple of pages that I'm still waiting to set up here because I've got a fun collaboration with a brand called Grabby, who have sent me a box, and I'm hopefully gonna do that this afternoon as well, but that video will come out next week, where I'm gonna set up these pages together with a plan with me kind of thing. And then I've got the work that I do with the Moonwise. I've got a channel membership here where we work with astrology and with runes and with goddesses and all of that good stuff, and this is the sort of journaling that we do. We have a live journal session where we work through and set up our journals for the month. So this is what this is. But as you can see, I've got lots of this journal still left. So this is going to last me I'm hoping it's going to last me till the end of this year. I think it will last me to the end of this year. So that's my kind of bullet journal now that has taken over from this one. So I don't really see that as an extra planner or notebook because it's just a kind of continuation. Sorry, I'm picking things off the leather. This is not ASMR. So yeah, I feel that's just a kind of continuation on from that. So all of those things I've been using very much as I intended to use them, as I thought I would be using them at the start of the year when I made that first planner stack video. So I've got bullet journal-y type notebooks. I've got my astrology planner, which just informs what's going on with things. And then I've got those 3 date books, which I don't use as date books, but which I use as inspiration really, because there's lots of art and poetry and things like that in them, and I read them as we go through the weeks, and then I use them for collage and stuff like that afterwards. So this was one that I bought specially before the start of the year because I'm going to use it for my word of the year. My word of the year this year is movement, and as you will see, I have not done hardly anything at all in this book. So I made a front page. And then I've just had a little, because it was a wheel, a Deccan wheel, I've made a whole video where I set up another notebook, which I've got over here. And I had like a little practice of doing my Deccan wheel in here, and I thought I'm just going to be like this book is going to be an art journal, and I just haven't got around to using it. I haven't like been getting my like gesso out or any of my like paints and things really. I've been using mostly just like markers and pens and stuff, and so I've got this whole empty journal, which is interesting to me because with my word of the year being movement, I felt like I would be making, like I'd be doing things, I'd be moving. And what seems to have happened in the first half of the year is that I feel like almost the movement has nearly all been internal, and I haven't been doing a lot of like external stuff at all, which I'm hoping is going to change in the second half of the year. So what I'm going to plan to do over June and July now is to get some backgrounds and things set up in here. I don't think I've ever made an art journal video on this channel. Like I don't tend to share my art stuff here very much on my art journal pages, but maybe I should change that. So let me know if you think, you know, if you'd like to see art journaling type stuff here as well. Like it's something that I do, I find it really relaxing. It's definitely part of like my spiritual practice as well as my journaling is in general, so it might be something cool to share as well perhaps. So there's that didn't really go according to plan. And then I've got my ritual planner. Now this, I set it all up at the start of the year and I was using it great guns, just going on with it all. God, you can't see any of the nice stuff that I've done here because it's all just the kind of beginning stuff. This is like a pre-printed tarot journal if you haven't seen this one before. It's really lovely, especially if you're beginning on like learning tarot, because it encourages you to do daily pulls. It also has space to do like a monthly spread with prompts and things like that. And so these are the daily pulls. You pull 3 cards each day, or they also do other versions where you can like pull 1 card a day. They've got a child's version now as well, which I've given to my daughter, and she's really enjoying using that. And they've also got an undated version, which, well, I'll show you, and we might need to I might need to get onto that instead. So I was absolutely loving this and filling it in every single day, really enjoying it. I did have a couple of, like, you know, the odd day where I didn't fill it in, although looking at this, so I had like a week here. I did do some. They sent me a digital, I'm an ambassador for Ritual, so I've actually got like a discount code and link and everything for them to get, I think it's 15% off, so it's quite a good chunk off. So I'll leave that link down in the description box. But they also sent me a digital journal, and I did a little bit of journaling in that instead of doing it in here for a while as well. But I find I just prefer to do it straight in here, pen, and write it in, even though like using stamps and stuff is not as pretty as being able to put like actual photographs of the cards in. But I find having to do it digitally is just like another barrier, and it stops me from actually like doing it. Whereas, you know, this is easy. You just go to the page. Yeah, so I missed a day there. You just go to the page and you just do it. And I've been really loving it. It's been really helping me connect more with my tarot decks. I've been using some different decks this year. I've kind of been excited about trying some new decks this year as well, which is unusual, you know. I kind of stick with mostly what I've got a lot of the time with that. And yeah, I still really love this planner. We went on holidays this week, so I did take it with me, but I just didn't, you know, I was out of routine, and so I just didn't fill it in basically for that whole week that we were away, and then got back into it. And like, I don't always fill these things in, but I have always been filling in like the new moons and full moons and things like that. And then we've been having some work done here at the end, started at the end of May into June, and look, it's completely empty. I didn't do the full moon in Sagittarius. I did do like a spread for that in my journal instead, but I didn't fill in this, which I have been for the whole year. So that's the first full moon one that I've missed. It's also the first like month ahead spread that I've missed too. And we're coming up now to the new moon in Gemini, and I'm hoping I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna do that on the new moon, which for me is tomorrow. So I'm gonna pull some cards for that. I'm just gonna, you know, not worry about any of that missed out stuff. But basically, we've been having some work done, and the builders are here like really early in the morning. They're here like just after 7 o'clock in the morning. And normally I like to have like a nice, slow, gentle, peaceful start to the day. And I light my candles, I do my little goddessy stuff, and then I do my tarot journaling. And instead what has been happening is I've been zooming downstairs quick so I can like do my little goddess connection, and then they're here and I'm like making cups of tea and just like feeling generally frazzled. So the work's gonna be ongoing for a few weeks, hopefully not too much longer now. I think hopefully like only 3 more weeks, something like that. So I'm not sure, like maybe I need to find another time, like perhaps in the evening or something like that, that would work better for me, because I do want to get back into it. I've really missed it, and I've still been like pulling cards, but I just haven't been like taking the time to note them down or anything like that. I've just been like using them much more like ad hoc. So yeah, that is my ritual planner, and like I say, it was going amazingly until I kind of got a spanner thrown in the works, and that has made me like come off course. And it's no fault of the planner, it is literally because I'm in a kind of slightly different space than I was when I first started it. So those were the ones that I had in my stack that I knew I was going to be using, or thought I would be, in the case of my word of the year planner at the start of the year. And then these are some other things which I've kind of brought in to use in addition to what I've got. So let's look at these first, because these are just very straightforward, just basic like notebooks, which I've been using. I use the one to do the like rough notes for what is going to go into here, which this is my Deccan study journal. I did a whole video showing this journal, so I'll link that as well. I won't do that again here, but this is a special study journal basically. I need to go back and fill in some of this stuff as well, obviously. And the notes that I need to write, that, you know, I want to write into here are things that are from that I've kind of jotted down roughly in this notebook. So I need to go back through here now and copy these things into this book. So I didn't know at the start of the year that I was going to be doing a tarot study, like a kind of deep dive tarot study with the Decans this year. So that is an additional notebook that is specifically for that practice and is working nicely for that. And I'm really happy with this book. This is from Kuma Stationery and Crafts. Like I said, I'll link the video and everything, so you've got all the information for that if you're interested in that journal. And these were just like cheap. There was a set of 4 of them off Amazon. So the one of them I've been using for my Deccan study, and the other one I've been using just like for rough notes and things like that, because my journaling practice is going a bit weird at the moment, because I'm like in that weird limbo between, like, I started doing lots of stuff on Notion and I'm using a calendar, like a digital calendar now, and I've kind of fallen out of love with Notion. And even though I'm using it still for a couple of things, I don't know, it's just all a bit of a mess. I'm going to make a video about that whole kind of Notion debacle coming up soon. So yeah, you know, look out for that. It should be coming, like I say, soon, kind of explaining my experience with it. And I think I'm just going to be going back to bullet journaling, but yeah, watch this space. And then I've got this gorgeous, look at this is a little junk journal that was created by by somebody in the UK who does a like witchy subscription box. I'm not sure if they're actually still doing those subscription boxes, but I'll link the video where I unboxed it and took this out and kind of showed it. It's like, I don't want to, yeah, some of this is a little bit personal. So I started it off as a gratitude journal, and I was filling it in every night before I went to bed. And everyone in the family was like contributing stuff to it. But then I put other things in there, like dreams and notes and things like that. And I pulled it back out of my drawer recently and have started just like in random pages, just making little notes and things in there again. So that's become almost like my kind of like off the cuff little notebook, and it's so nice and small that I can just like take it around with me and just write in it whenever I need to. So and it's prettier, you know, it's much prettier than using one of these big things as well. So yeah, I'm getting more, like I've been watching more people doing junk journals and stuff like that I've been watching Elderberry Sprout. I really love her channel, and I want to get more into the junk journaling again. I've been into it in the past, and then since having the children, like my eldest is now 13, I don't think I've made a junk journal for like 10 years probably. So that might be something that is calling me. The art journaling, the junk journaling is kind of calling me. So So yeah, so this is my ginormous planner stack. Is it too much? Maybe. Like, I'm obviously not keeping up with all of it, but I feel like it's got a place, you know, everything's got a kind of function, got a place. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you're using at the moment, what's working for you, what's not. Thank you so much for watching. Warmest blessings, and I'll see you very soon.